Welcome to Psychically Speaking, the podcast where intuition meets inspiration. I'm Lisa Ann, your host, and I'm so glad you're here. Together, we'll learn, share, and grow through meaningful moments and new perspectives. So let's get started. The new year is officially underway, and by now, many of us are settling into 2025 with a mix of hope and a little bit of pressure. For some, those ambitious New Year's resolutions might already feel more like a burden than a blessing. Does that sound familiar? Don't worry, you're not alone. In today's episode, we're rethinking the resolution tradition and exploring a more intuitive, sustainable way to embrace the energy of a fresh new year. So I have to be honest, I am one of those extreme anti-New Year's resolution people. And the reason why is because there are so many reasons why New Year's resolutions often don't work. For one, resolutions typically come from a place of lack, meaning that we're focusing on what we're not doing enough of or what we feel is wrong with us. There's also this all or nothing mindset. Many resolutions are too rigid, and when life inevitably happens, then all of a sudden we feel like a failure. I think one of the biggest ones is every year everybody's like, I'm going to join the gym and I'm going to go 7 days a week for 3 hours. And then by January 3rd, they're like, all right, I'm going to go 3 days a week. And then by the third week, they're like, okay, I'm not going at all. So resolutions sometimes are actually rooted in more of an external pressure or society's ideals or other people's expectations instead of what truly aligns with our own personal growth. We feel like every new year, we have to get in shape, we have to eat healthy, we have to do this, we have to do that. But shouldn't we be focusing on those things all year long? And it's very interesting because statistics show that by mid-February, most resolutions are abandoned. Why? Because they're just not sustainable or enjoyable. If you've ever started the new year with grand intentions only to feel deflated and guilty by spring, just know you're not alone. And it's not your fault. The resolution system is flawed. So what are we going to do instead? We're going to shift our energy. And instead, we're going to set intentions, not resolutions. Intentions are more fluid and they're forgiving. They focus on the growth rather than the perfection. Those of you who listen to me know I do not use the word perfect because it does not exist. Therefore, neither does perfection. So what happens is we set up this growth based on perfection and it's never going to happen. For example, instead of saying, I'm going to lose 20 pounds, you might say, I intend to honor my body with nourishing foods and movement that feels good. Or if you're like me, who just lost 25 pounds recently, I didn't say I'm going to lose 25 pounds. I said, I really want to fit in those jeans that I love. So setting it on growth of something that you're excited about is very helpful. So set an intention, not a resolution. And by the way, I am back in those jeans. Next, choose a theme for the year. Pick a word or a phrase that represents the energy you want to bring into the new year. Some examples: balance, courage, creativity, joy, connection. This acts as your compass, guiding decisions and actions without that feeling of needing to be so rigid with specific goals. So for an example, my word for this year is matching energy. And what I mean for that is I've set a theme for myself this year, not a New Year's resolution, but a theme for the year where I am going to make sure that I am matching energy with energy and that I'm not giving my energy away or getting myself in situations that I don't really want to be involved in, things that my heart is not really in. Next, reflect before you plan. Take time to reflect on the past year. What worked? What didn't work? What lessons did you learn? No judgment. Self-awareness is a powerful tool for growth. Use journaling, meditation, or even a simple heart-to-heart with yourself to gain clarity. And then break it down. Instead of setting one giant goal for the year, try quarterly or monthly focused areas. Remember, life is constantly changing, and this will allow you to pivot as needed. Next, I think it's really important that we discuss the power of the ritual. Remember to start the new year with a meaningful ritual to set the tone. So here are just a few ideas. You can start with a releasing ceremony. Write down what you want to let go of from the past year and burn the paper. Remember, safely. Always doing a symbolic, safe release. Vision boarding. Create a vision board of images and words that represent what you want to manifest in this coming year. Meditate. It is so important to spend a few minutes each day just sitting in stillness and visualize the year ahead, focusing most importantly on the feelings that you want to cultivate. And of course, energy clearing. Using sage, Palo Santo, a diffuser with cleansing essential oils to refresh your space and welcome in those new beginnings. Now, I want to talk a little bit about my personal approach, because not only have I ditched New Year's resolutions many, many years ago, but I changed my own perspective, which really helped me with manifesting things in my life. I have to first be really honest with myself about what is working and what is not working in my life. I have to release judgment of what I am no longer enjoying and not force myself to convince myself that I'm still enjoying something that maybe has shifted for me. And for me, the most important thing is learning how to trust my own gut instinct and trust the process. Once you trust yourself and you trust the process, that's when everything begins unfolding in the direction that you really want to move in. And of course, I always keep in the back of my mind that life is life. There's going to be blocks. There's going to be things that takes your focus and takes your attention away from those intentions that you set. And that's where I think you need to give yourself a little bit of grace. It's okay to take a step back and reset sometimes. You know, this weight loss journey that I have been on for years, where I lose weight, I gain a little bit back, I lose weight, I have a certain range that I like to keep myself in. And sometimes I go a little bit out of that range and I have to rein myself back in. But this has been a very interesting journey because I've tried different things to find the thing that really works for me. And one of the things that I had to get really clear with is I don't want to feel like I'm punishing myself. I want to be able to eat the things I enjoy every now and again. So I had to kind of take a step back, regroup, and try some different things to find what really worked best for me. So having that grace and giving yourself permission to kind of what I like to call reroute yourself, I think is very important. If the first thing that you're doing to move towards that intention that you've set is not working, just take a step back and try something different. I think it's important to really ask yourself, what would my life feel like if I focus on peace or fulfillment or excitement this year? I think sometimes it's really important to focus on the feeling that you want to have. too many times when I work with people and I ask them what their goals are or what their intentions are, they're very confused and they always, I'm not really sure, I'm kind of lost, I don't know what direction I want to go in. But when I say to somebody, what is the feeling that you would like to have? They're always immediately able to tap into that, and it's always different for everybody. So I think sometimes when you are trying to focus on the new direction or the new intention that you want to set for yourself, and you're kind of stuck on those specific things, take a step back and just ask yourself, what do I want to feel like this year? For me, it's excitement and fun and happiness. And I want to encourage you to create your own ritual. And in fact, I'm going to challenge you to come up with your own ritual and share it with me on our Instagram page, Spirit Quest NC, or our Facebook page, Spirit Quest NC, and share what your favorite ritual is. Now, in closing, I just want to say that ditching the New Year's resolution does not mean giving up on growth or progress. It means approaching your life with more compassion, curiosity, and alignment. So let's make this coming year one of flow and fulfillment instead of pressure and perfection. Thank you for joining me on this journey today. And remember, your path is uniquely yours, and every step forward is worth celebrating. Thank you for listening to Psychically Speaking. If you enjoyed this episode, I would love it if you could leave a review, share it with a friend, or connect with me on social media. Until next time, take care of yourself, embrace your light, trust your intuition, and keep growing. And remember to join me for my free live weekly happy hour with guided meditation via Zoom. For more information, you can visit spiritquestnc.com.